Head of Xbox Phil Spencer says Halo Infinite will not make or break the Halo franchise. But is that true? Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? It's the Rehabilitator, Rehabs for Quitters, everyone's favorite Halo YouTuber. You just don't know it yet. And today, Phil Spencer was a guest on IGN's Xbox podcast, Unfiltered? No. What was it called? Unlocked. IGN Unlocked, their official Xbox podcast. And he had a lot to say. He covered a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to Xbox. It was pretty interesting, so you can check it out. I actually did listen to the whole thing. Yes, I do consume IGN content. Sue me. But right here, I also have an article. Ivan, VGC, Video Games Chronicle. He had a little write-up. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. And I want to just talk about a few things that Phil Spencer had to say. It's really interesting. So on the podcast, Phil gets asked, is the whole franchise riding on Halo Infinite? And he had a pretty standard answer, what you would have thought, you know? He says, I don't know if this is what you want me to say or not, like when I think about the community, but I'm just being honest. I don't think about it like that way. God, I feel like I can't even read, dude. I'm illiterate. Like the future of the franchise. Halo will be here 10 years from now. Is Halo Infinite the linchpin on whether it survives that long? Absolutely not. Now, we know that Halo Infinite's planned to be a 10-year game. You know, not the first to say that. That was supposed to happen with Anthem and also Destiny. Neither of them pulled it off, but honestly, I like what I see from Infinite so far, so I feel like if anyone was going to pull it off, it could be Infinite. But at the same time, it doesn't have a great track record. He also says the game has such a rabid fan base and such a history and lore that it's just an IP that's going to be with us. We don't take that for granted, but I definitely believe in my core that that is true. So obviously, yeah, they've made a lot of money from Halo Infinite, and at the end of the day, they're going to make more money keeping that IP going than starting with something new. Like if they were to take their 343 team and develop something completely new, they're always just going to make more money just keeping the Halo franchise going. The end of Halo 3 was really just the perfect ending to a hero story. You know, John 117 saves the galaxy, floating in space. Wake me when you need me, Cortana. Yada yada. Obviously, there were 2 more games after that from Bungie. Halo 3 ODST, which I think would have just been DLC. It could have just been DLC, but they were contractually obligated to make 5 Halo games, 2 more after the trilogy. So I think that kind of had them make ODST a full standalone game. And then they went with the prequel with Reach. So it was a perfect ending. And you could say that, you know, they're kind of milking the Halo franchise after that anyway, with having continued the story, because they should have just let it end there. But obviously, as a Halo fan, I didn't want it to end there. I'm happy that they kept it going, even though it's been a bumpy road since then, honestly. But hey, I wasn't a fan of Reach either, so it wasn't all rainbows under Bungie. So with the plan of Halo Infinite being a 10-year game, obviously Halo is still going to be around in 10 years. Even if it doesn't really make the 10-year cut, it's been 6 years for Halo 5. Halo 5 sure as shit ain't a 6-year game, but we're still playing it, so it's tough life out here. I think regardless, if they were to make a new Halo game in 6 years, it doesn't make the 10 years. In 10 years, Halo's still going to be around in some form. But it's funny when he says that it's not really make or break, because like I said, it's not make or break in a sense that, yeah, it's still going to be around, right? But at the same time, you know, I don't think it can handle another big failure. Like Halo 4, obviously, the population was there in the beginning, and it drastically dropped. If that happens in Halo Infinite, the game's not going to survive. You know, with it being free to play and no one's playing it, they're not even going to make back the money they invested into this game. Obviously, it would be a feat in of itself for the population of Halo Infinite to drop that quickly because it's free to play. So it's going to hold the population. But that being said, you know, if it drops off quicker than, you know, they're anticipating, they're not going to make a lot of money off it, and it's not going to be sustainable. Do I think that means that they're going to just stop supporting Halo and kill the franchise? No. I think they're going to have a big overhaul with the studio. 343 if Halo Infinite is a failure. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Honestly, I like what I've seen so far, and I'm feeling pretty optimistic about what we're going to get. But, you know, we've only seen short little snippets of multiplayer, so who can say we need the beta, right? But after Halo 4 from 343, we got MCC. Halo as a franchise can't withstand another disastrous launch like that. I already know plenty of people that swore they were never going to play Halo again after that. That was honestly such a disaster, and on one side, you want to look on the bright side. If the franchise could survive that, it could survive anything. But at the same time, if people get screwed like that again, it really could be the end of Halo. And Halo 5, I don't think that we could survive another lackluster launch like that. Halo 5 at its core, I think was a really good game. I think that it was very negatively looked upon at first because it was the first game with such enhanced movement, such over-the-top enhanced movement. I think that was a real negative PR move overall, but people that played it grew to love it. I really did. I was not looking forward to it when I first saw gameplay. I played the beta, it was alright. But I still preferred classic Halo. I still do, but at the same time, I really did grow to love Halo 5 and all the intricacies that go with the advanced movement system. But at the same time, if you go back, the game was so different when it initially launched. Obviously, people were still learning how to play. People forget, the game launched without social playlists. There was never a single developer-made BTB map. All the updates that people wanted had to be implemented into the pre-planned first year of updates. They had every month, every couple months, I forget. They had pre-planned updates of when each update was gonna come. And when issues arose, they weren't quick to fix it. They had to implement it into the update that they already had planned. So they've addressed that in, was it this month's Inside Infinite? It might have been last month's. But anyway, they addressed that, they're going to have a separate team with hot fixes, which is good to hear. But at the same time, Halo 5, the launch was so lackluster. By the time the game was good, people weren't even playing anymore. I think of things like the custom games browser. I don't think any other console game does that. With how in-depth the Forge is, the crazy custom games people can make, and the community surrounding Halo, a custom game browser is one of the most innovative things ever in a Halo franchise. And I think that it didn't get the love it deserved because it didn't come until 2 years after the game dropped. Forge didn't come till 3 months after the game dropped, So Halo, yeah, it's gonna survive, but I don't think it can survive another launch like Halo 5 in the sense that they need to make sure people are playing, which is gonna happen with a free-to-play game, and they need to make sure that people are still playing. If the game's not everything at launch and the population dies down, it's going to be really hard to get people to come back. And I hope that that's a lesson that 343 has learned being a developer for so long, because it seems like they always end up with a decent product, but it always just starts so bad, and the hype, you can't get that initial hype back. Once you lose that initial hype, it's an uphill battle from there on out. So obviously with Phil Spencer's comments, he's the Xbox executive. He says, I never want to put a team in a position where they feel this one's got to land or who knows. And yeah, maybe 343's not on the chopping block if Halo Infinite doesn't succeed. But at the same time, if Halo Infinite doesn't succeed, there's gonna be a lot of turnover, I think. There's already been a struggled development cycle with Halo Infinite, change of studio heads. I mean, at the end of the day, it's been 6 years. It doesn't take 6 years to make a Halo game. It takes 6 years to make Grand Theft Auto, to make Red Dead Redemption 2, to make Skyrim, the next Elder Scrolls. Those games take 6 years. And while, you want to have, let's say, cautiously optimistic expectations, right? You want to say, yeah, I hope this game's good, but I'm just hoping for the best, but I'm not going to expect it. This game, I joke around, but I always say this better be the best game ever made. 6 years is a long time. They clearly had some issues upon development, and I don't know if they're going to survive another poor release or just an overall not great Halo game. My entire channel is centered around Halo. I really want this game to be good, and I really want this game to succeed. But if Halo Infinite's another Halo 5, another MCC, another Halo 4, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll just be a casual gamer. Maybe try and find a girlfriend. Oh my god, I'm getting sweaty just thinking about talking to a girl. Girl? I feel like I'll really just end up being a single player casual gamer, and then I don't know, try to make friends or something. Is that what people do in the real life? I don't really know. I've never done it, But anyways, guys, that's kind of just my thoughts on if Halo Infinite is going to make or break the franchise. I don't think it's going to be the end of Halo if the game fails, but damn, there's a lot riding on this game because I don't know if the community can survive another failed Halo game. So we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, join the team, follow along the journey on the road to Halo Infinite. My name's Rehab. I'm your favorite Halo YouTuber. You'll figure it out one day. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Later.